Hashinosu Island now nothing more than a heap of ruins following earth-shattering strikes. The sky was torn asunder by the collision of monstrous haki. The battle had raged for 3 days and 3 nights. Luffy, in his Gear 5 state, was locked in a head-on confrontation with Fleet Admiral Sakazuki Akainu. Luffy's hee-hee laughter echoed, but the rhythm of the drums of liberation began to falter. The white steam rising from his body no longer billowed as it once did. Facing him, Akainu stood like an erupting volcano, his molten lava arms so hot they warped the very space around them. Akainu, Straw Hat, your freedom ends here. Absolute. Justice allows no place for someone like you to exist. Luffy, I can still laugh. Akainu. Luffy unleashed a colossal badgering gun, but Akainu did not flinch. He poured his entire strength into the awakening of the Magu Magu no Mi, turning the entire island into a great crucible simultaneously. Admiral Kizaru appeared like a flash of light from behind, kicking through Luffy's flank at the speed of light. Luffy was sent flying. The Gear 5 state dissolved. His hair turned from white back to black, his eyes fading. He collapsed, his breath ragged. Sorry, everyone, I'm out of air. Just as Akainu stepped forward to deliver the finishing blow, a purplish-black sword slash tore through the ground, halting him. At the same time, a brilliant blue flame intercepted Kizaru's laser. Zoro and Sanji appeared. Their killing intent was on an entirely different level now. No longer mere members of a pirate crew. They stood there like the guardian deities. Veins bulged on Zoro's right arm. Enma was shrieking. It wasn't just draining armament haki anymore, it was demanding something far more advanced. Zoro closed his eyes, recalling Mihawk's teachings and life-or-death battles. Suddenly, thick black lightning wreathed all 3 blades. A surge of Conqueror's haki radiated so powerfully that low-ranking Marines nearby fainted in. Mas.Zoro, you want my captain's head? You'll have to step over the corpse of this king of hell first. Sanji lit a cigarette, but it instantly ignited from the heat radiating from his body. His awakened exoskeleton combined with the will to protect his comrades pushed it for a jam. To a new peak, Sanji's flames were no longer mere red or blue. They turned a bluish-white, laced with the black sparks of Conqueror's haki. For the first time in his life, Sanji accepted his Vinsmoke blood, but controlled it with the heart of a man possessed by a kingly ambition. Sanji, Zoro, don't you dare let that idiot die. I'll handle the light man and the blind guy. You take the lava brat. Zoro, shut up and fight. Curly brows. Zoro lunged at Akainu with a new technique, Avicii Hell, 1,000 worlds. Enma trailed black streaks of Conqueror's haki, cleaving through the flowing magma. Admiral Fujitora drew his blade, summoning a colossal meteor from the sky to support Akainu. Unfazed, Zoro spun, creating a vortex of sword intent infused with Conqueror's haki that sent the meteor hurtling back into the sky. However, Akainu was incredibly tenacious. He took a deep gash across his chest, but immediately retaliated with great eruption. The heat turned Zoro's blades glowing red. Zoro began to feel the pressure. Conqueror's haki was draining too much stamina, and Enma was slowly eating his life force. Kizaru moved at light speed, unleashing countless Yasakani no Magatama lasers. Sanji, with observation haki honed to see seconds into the future, moved so fast he created dozens of afterimages. Kizaru, oh my, how scary. Is this truly the speed of a human? Sanji unleashed Ifrit Strike, Angelic Judgment. The kick, imbued with Conqueror's haki, collided with Kizaru's leg, creating a burst of light that blinded all onlookers. At the same time, Admiral Ryakuji Green Bull sprouted massive roots from the ground, binding Sanji's legs and draining his vitality. Sanji roared as an explosion of Conqueror's haki flames incinerated Ryakuji's forest. But Green Bull's regeneration was nearly infinite. Every time a part of him was destroyed, he regrew from another sprout. Even though Zoro and Sanji had reached the realm of the world's strongest. They were facing the world government's ultimate trump cards. After being slashed by Zoro, Akainu grew even more frenzied. He invoked absolute justice to force Fujitora into going all out, disregarding soldier casualties. Fujitora sighed and increased gravity to its maximum, making Zoro and Sanji feel as if they were carrying an entire island on their shoulders. Zoro dropped to one knee, stabbing Enma into the ground to stay upright. Blood dripped from his forehead into his eyes. Sanji panted, his exoskeleton beginning to crack under the gravity and indirect lava strikes. Fleet Admiral Akainu stepped forward, steam rising from his body. "You are strong. Perhaps the strongest wings a pirate king has ever had. But before the might of the entire navy, those wings will be snapped." In that life or death moment, as Kizaru prepared a final strike on Sanji and Akainu aimed a full power blow at Zoro, a strange sound resonated. Thump thump, thump thump. The drums of liberation echoed once more from Luffy's unconscious body, though not fully awake. Luffy's haki was reacting to his comrade's will. A faint golden aura enveloped Zoro and Sanji, granting them one last surge of strength. Zoro stood tall, crossing the blades with a third in his mouth. His conqueror's haki was no longer leaking but condensed around his blades. Like a black film of shadow, Sanji ignited his final flame, his hair standing on end, his eyes burning with sovereign will. Zoro. "Sanji, if we fall here," his dream vanishes. "Sanji, don't give me orders," Ma said. "I know what I have to do." They lunged for their final assault, hell on one side, heaven on the other, and in between. The admirals representing justice. The battle was not over. Though broken and battered, the wings of the Pirate King refused to break. They fought not to defeat the admirals, but to protect the future of the world resting on their backs. The final image was Zoro and Sanji standing before Luffy, facing for admirals in a tragic, epic still frame, a harbinger of an even longer and more brutal war ahead.